Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey.
Hello.
And the Lord of Nightwings, Weebo Jones.
What's up?
And I'm your
What's
host,
up?
Scribe, the Lord of Arrested Nurses. Yeah, nurses in handcuffs. That sounds good. I like that.
Sounds like a movie I saw once.
Yeah, nurses in handcuffs. How are you guys tonight?
Wonderful. You?
I'm doing all right. Weebo, how are you?
Just peachy.
All right. And for everybody who does not already know, SDA is off tonight. She is at Dragon Con running around looking at cosplay people and such. And so filling in for us tonight, thankfully, is the lovely Weebo Jones. So is there anything exciting going on that we need to talk about before we get into the schnews?
I have to tell you about Grand Monkey. She went to
Oh,
Chuck E.
yes.
Cheese today,
Mm-hmm.
and she had a good time, but that's not what I was going to tell you. She calls it Cucky Cheese. So all week she's been talking about going to Cucky Cheese, and it just sounds like where SJW's dying.
Cucky cheese.
But yeah, so they went and did that today. They had fun.
Did she go into
Oh
the-
my God.
What?
Can you hear my phone?
Yeah.
That's Irate Bear blowing up my Twitter.
Why is he doing that?
What does Irate Bear want?
Whiny bastard.
Should get in the chat and talk to me like a real person, damn it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yes.
that's all I had. Cucky Cheese.
Cucky cheese. How was your day, Weebo?
I was woken up this morning by my roommate and her friend from out of town that slept over.
Mhm.
It was noon, but I was still asleep, and I didn't wake up on the right side of the bed, so there's that. On the plus side, I got Starbucks.
Ooh, was it? Did you get a pumpkin spice latte?
I don't think those come out yet. No, I
Oh,
got
no, we had a long conversation last night where SDA was all excited about the fact that they were out.
Oh, they are out. Okay.
Yeah, apparently so.
I'm not up to date on all the Starbucks news. I'm kind of like that trend follower.
Oh.
But no, I had a dirty vanilla chai with
Oh.
a shot of espresso and
I thought that sentence was going to end a completely different way.
because of the pause.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oops.
Thank you, Sanguine. Magnet Dick, Poultry Porker, and Condom Collector. Yes, I have written a movie ad for that very thing. For those of you not in the know, you'll have to listen to the stream from last night on SDA's channel, where we did a series of news stories from MSS News and otherwise that all involved these characters, so to speak. So here we go. Prepare for an all-new adventure with your favorite heroes together for the first time. Condom Collector, Chicken Fucker, and Magnet Penis Boy must all join forces to defeat the evil Vagina Monodog and her army of Minge. Can a disturbing young man, a disgusting old man, and a disturbing young man. I should say disturbing young lady, young woman. I can't talk today. Can a disturbing young woman, a disgusting old man, and an idiotic boy put aside their differences and save the world? Find out as Sanguine Productions brings you Phallus Force, the smush cookie of corruption.
Phallus Force.
I take points off for breaking character. but
Yeah,
other than
I totally screwed.
It was
forgot,
a good ad.
I forgot the woe in the woman. It just said man. It's like, no, it's not a disturbing young man. It's the
that,
disturbing
I
young
need to get the
woman.
woe in the woman.
I forgot the woe.
Woe is you.
If I need to do that again for anybody who wants to cut that, let me know and I will do so. I screwed that up. So
Oh, you did enough where it could be cut back together.
Yeah.
It was fine.
all right. Yeah, I got two more in the
That
wings.
reminds me.
Yes.
Monkey Dick, Jim Jones movies. Like and share.
Zenith asks, when are they going to go to space? Well, it's interesting that you should say that, Zenith, because actually I've written an ad that somebody requested that might deal with that, depending on when they decide to pull the trigger. So we'll see. Otherwise, let's see. Do we want to start with the name of the stream tonight is Nursing a Lawsuit. specifically because there's an update on the nurse that was handcuffed. It's a brief update because now the Utah ER nurse's arrest is now the focus of a criminal investigation. The Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office and Unified Police have launched an independent criminal investigation of the arrest at the center of a now viral video from the University of Utah ER. DA Sam Gill and Sheriff Rosie Rivera, I think of Rosie the Riveter. That's a great name. Made the announcement Tuesday after Salt Lake City. Okay. Anyway, officials distanced themselves from Detective Jeff Payne. Jeff Payne was the arresting guy. Payne arrested nurse Alex Wubbles. Never going to get past that. Alex Wubbles in July after Payne was denied access to an unconscious patient for a blood draw. This is an ever-evolving situation, and we will do what is necessary to fully investigate the issue, etc., etc. So should the police officer face criminal charges, do you think?
Yes.
Okay. Weebo?
No, we are, to be like absolutely certain we're talking about the police officer from that video that's
Yes.
like kind of gone viral. That okay.
Yes.
For this specific instance
No,
that you like just
Yeah, arresting her falsely, basically, like that.
because she wasn't actually arrested, was she? She was just held in a car for like 20 minutes.
Well, that is being put under arrest. She was forced out. She was forced out of the hospital physically. She was handcuffed. She was placed in the police car.
Well, because there's a difference between detaining someone and then arresting someone. Because
Well, he stated. Well, the cop stated out loud that he was putting her under arrest. So there really wasn't. Yeah, there really wasn't any sort of gray area to it.
all right, then yeah.
Okay, Cryptic. Thank you very much. I have your ad ready, Cryptic. All right. So Cryptic the other day requested a giant squid exploration movie, which is from what I was told. Now, if I got that wrong, well, it's too late because I already wrote the ad. But that's what I was told. So this was my attempt at making an ad for a giant squid exploration movie. With noting that I had just finished watching Penny Dreadful, so this might have influenced this. In the far-flung future of 1870, Captain Nemo has made peace with his old nemesis, Sydney the Giant Squid. Now Nemo and Sydney are off on a new adventure, 20,000 miles above the clouds, when Nemo's ship, the Astronautilus, becomes stranded on a meteor. Only Sydney, the spirited cephalopod, can save the mission and the crew. Prepare for out-of-this-world adventure at 20,000 miles above the clouds. A Cryptic production.
Well done.
Like that?
Well done. You didn't break in the middle.
Yes. Yeah. There's a lot of times where I don't break in the middle. Thankfully, it hopefully never happens. Okay, and I have one more prepped, and this one's for Sylvanus when the time comes. Cryptic liked it. Good. I'm glad, because I wasn't quite sure what to do with that, but the idea came to me. And it's really, there should be a Captain Nemo sequel called 20,000 Miles Above the Clouds. That just makes sense to me. Sort of Victorian age spaceship kind of deal. Steampunk would love it. Okay, so that was the nurse. Now we have North Korea news, and this has been breaking news for the last hour or so. Is it just fluff or is it real? Well, I hope it's just fluff, because North Korea supposedly has an H-bomb loaded onto a new missile.
Heard about that.
North Korea's regime has, quote, succeeded in making a more developed nuke, according to state news agency KCNA. During a visit to the country's Nuclear Weapons Institute, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, quote, watched an H-bomb to be loaded into new ICBM. I love Korean translations. There was no independent confirmation of the claims. It's a developing story. Let's see if it's developed any further since I last looked. I'll refresh the page. Yes, apparently so. Is it going to play a video? You're going to play a video, aren't you? Of course you are. Don't. You're still going to play it, aren't you? I hate you, CNN. I really, really hate you. Play the
That
video.
goes
Come
for
on.
everyone.
Yeah, there's so many reasons I hate CNN right now. Okay. Quote, the H-bomb, the explosive power of which is adjustable from tens, I'm reading it as it's written, guys, from tens kiloton to hundreds kiloton, is a multifunctional thermonuclear nuke with great destructive power, which can be detonated even at high altitudes for super powerful EMP attack, according to strategic goals, KCNA reported in English. If you want to call that English, but okay. This week, North Korea launched an intermediate-range missile identified by the North Koreans as the Hwasong-12. Le Hwasong. How I love Le Hwasong. Sorry. The missile flew over Japan, further exacerbating tensions between North Korea and the United States and its allies. So, is it blowing smoke, or does North Korea actually have an H-bomb?
I'm reminded of the South Park where the Japanese get to heaven. Have you ever seen that episode?
No, sorry, real quick. Lanny Stanfield, thank you. Long live Don LaFontaine, the movie trailer guy. Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. Okay, go ahead.
In the episode, the boys are trying to get to heaven because Kenny has their receipt for a candy contest. Anyway, the Japanese find out that the Americans are trying to get to heaven, so they get there first, and it's all fake, of course. There's clouds falling down in the background, and I feel that that's what this is from North Korea. They have like a children's lightsaber that they're calling a H-bomb. They don't have the sophistication to make anything.
So basically, they think they have one, but
no, they know they don't. They're full of shit.
Okay. Because that was kind of my take on it. Like, maybe they think that they have one, but do they really know what an H-bomb is? I mean, it is North Korea.
I'm just waiting for, like, we find out that they developed something really dangerous after they accidentally light it off in their own country. Well, like we're going to see a nuclear explosion in North Korea because it's their own.
They accidentally launch it. It just kind of falls back to Earth.
The only thing that makes me pause is that the first real hydrogen bomb was developed, if I remember correctly, by the Soviets in the 50s. So it's not completely out of bounds of reality to think that they could do it. Not that they necessarily have it right now, but it's not impossible that they could develop such a thing. I mean, I realize that North Korea is kind of backwards as far as technology and everything else, but if they're at least to 1950s technology and capability, I don't know. I'm not sure what to think.
Possible.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the fact that they're saying they have it, which just ratchets up all of the tensions that we already have, and just pushing and pushing and pushing for someone to do something as a preemptive deal, because that's all they're doing at this point, is giving people more reasons to take a preemptive step to stop them. And I don't know how much longer they can rely on China to sort of blunt that away from them.
I think China's done with them. I really do. I think they're tired of their shit.
Well, they better do something in public to clarify that.
Based on this new information, which do you think is going to start first? Civil War 2.0 or World War 3?
I think a virtual World War III, but not like the novels would call it, is more likely than a civil war taking place in America.
World War III is far more likely. If there was a civil war in America, it'd be over really quick because the one side is all unarmed whiners who hide behind their little ninja masks.
Yeah.
As soon as bullets started flying, they would just drop. So
Alex Demyanchuk says, all they have is a bottle of hydrogen peroxide with an M80 strapped to it. That's very good. Very good. We'll see what happens. I mean, if they're going to do something with their quote-unquote H-bomb, it's going to be in the relatively near future, or else they're just, being caught blowing smoke again. And Kim Jong-un has to back up his threats with something, I guess. So fire another missile over Japan, see what happens.
Don't fuck around.
So in sort of good news, I mean, it's sort of silver lining to a very dark rain cloud news. Tech billionaire Michael Dell pledges $36 million to Harvey relief efforts, all by himself.
Damn.
Yep.
Wow.
Tech billionaire and Houston native Michael Dell has committed $36 million to Hurricane Harvey relief efforts. The pledge from the Michael and Susan Dell Foundation is the largest contribution to date. It follows a long list of corporate donations to help the storm's victims and aid with recovery. The founder and CEO of Dell and his wife Susan on Friday also announced the launch of the Rebuild Texas Fund along with Texas Governor Greg Abbott. The pair has already donated $17 million to launch the fund. The goal is to raise more than $100 million for immediate relief efforts, as well as longer-term recovery and rebuilding. This disaster is personal to everyone who has roots in Texas, Michael and Susan Dell said in a statement. Both of us were born and raised in Texas, and the street Michael grew up on in Houston is underwater right now. The foundation will also match $1 for every $2 donated to the new fund for the first $36 million raised. The matching campaign starts on Friday and will continue through midnight on Monday. That sounds great. That's a very, very generous thing to do. I mean, all things considered. Holy cats. Sylvanus, thank you. I want a real Death Note. Well, you got it. I got it written. Sweeper Steven, thank you so much. Just have to show some love and you guys pick. All right, Sweeper, I will work on that shortly. Okay, so Sylvanus wanted a real-life Death Note. Oh, sorry. Yes.
Before you do that, for Sweeper Steven, can you do a North Korean H-bomb?
Oh, good one. Good one. Okay. Sweeper, North Korea H-bomb. Okay, I'll see what I can do. All right, so this one requires a little bit of participation from you guys.
Okay, here we go.
All right, Sylvanus, I give my best shot on the little bit of information I had.
Okay.
Hey kids, do you like writing cool stories?
Yeah.
Do you like dreaming about how to kill people?
Yeah.
Then you need the Death Note home game. Each player gets their own Death Note notebook, picks a token, and then spins the wheel to tell them which player is their target, and then they draw a method card. Then it's a race around the board to earn the letters you'll need to spell out the player's name and the method of their death in your Death Note. It's fun for the whole family, especially the beneficiaries. The Death Note home game from Sylvanus.
Yeah.
Yay! Okay, Sylvanus, now that was done on the very minor piece of information I think Mashisu gave me before you tweeted me about it, or before I saw your tweet about it. If you don't like it, since I did that sort of, I did that one from the hip, so to speak. If you don't like it, I will do another one, but let me know. Yeah, I was thinking about like, how would you do a Death Note board game? And that would probably be how you do it.
I saw that movie last night.
Okay, so I haven't seen it. I've heard varying things. I mean, so I had an ex-girlfriend who was really into the original manga and the animated movie of it. So I know about it in a general sense, but I've never seen anything of it. So was it a decent movie?
I will say this is Willem Dafoe's depiction of Raik he was born to play that part. The acting of the other characters, however, was a little bit how do I put this? Crap.
Yeah.
And the plot progression was extremely fast-paced to the point where it was just like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, as someone who never actually saw or read the original iterations, it was decent. There were some good shots, but overall, I'd give it maybe a 5.8 out of 10.
Yeah. So do you know who was one of the original considerations, or I think one of the people the director wanted to play the demon? David Bowie.
Oh.
Which would have been cool.
He's a good choice now.
Yeah, it's a great choice since he's dead.
Oh, I love David Bowie.
Yeah.
His crotch bulge was amazing.
I know. His area. David Bowie's area in Labyrinth. All right, so I'm gonna focus a lot on MSS News tonight because I know we have a lot of backlog and things. And guys, if you have stories you'd like us to take a look at, send them to us via Twitter with the hashtag MSS News. But before we get there, I want to do this last one, which I'm kind of sad that my friend Minding Freeman isn't here because this is a German story. Oh, thank you, Rotten Corpse. Just sending some money to Scribe's ad fund, a dealer's choice. All right, I will. Unless Monkey comes up or Weebo comes up with something specific, I will go to the Amazon Random Product Generator, which is always a great source for random products. But in the meantime...
I have an idea.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Do you want me to tell it to you, or do you want me to, like...
You could put it into the... Yeah, if you put it in the side chat.
Okay.
Surprise. Okay, so this one came to me, and I believe this is real. I don't think this is satire, but then who knows? Far-right German candidate promises to get rid of Arabic numerals.
What?
A mayoral candidate for the far-right anti-immigrant NPD party promised to get rid of Arabic numerals if elected, German media reported Friday. Ottfried Best, who is hoping to become mayor of Vauclingen near the French border, was asked by a member of Die Partei, a satirical party, during a debate earlier this week what he thought of Arabic numerals used in the town. Mr. Best, I find it alarming that in Vauclingen many house numbers are displayed in Arabic numerals. How would you like to take action against this creeping foreigner infiltration?
Not the numbers.
The audience cheered and laughed, but Stern reported that Best gave a serious answer. Quote, "You just wait until I am mayor. I will change that. Then there will be normal numbers."
There's an initiative I can get behind.
Normal numbers. Yes. Okay, let me see here. You got an ad for that. Well, that is a random ad. That is true. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. I can only imagine what I'm going to do with that product. Yeah, Rotten Corpse, boy, when you said dealer's choice, you don't know what you're asking for. There's not much more to that story. That's just, now, whether he was being serious or not, I don't know. But, you know, at the stage at which we are seeing statues that are of any tangential relation to something bad being torn down or threatened or defaced or something in this country, someone going to that extreme doesn't sound all that impossible these days, which is the stupidest thing to think of course.
It just, I don't, why?
Normal numbers. Well,
because reasons, monkey.
Yeah. Not rhesus monkey, reasons monkey.
Reasons monkey.
I said reasons.
No, I was just making sure. No, I wasn't correcting you. I was just, you know, being silly. All right. Well, let's go on to MSS News. Unless you guys had something else you wanted to talk about.
No, I'm good.
Okay, God knows I've been paying attention to all the news today, so maybe I've missed something really cool. Oh, Colleen Bernier's back. Colleen, where have you been? I forgot to tweet you the other day when I was like curious. Where have you been? We haven't seen you for a while. Okay, we got a couple of stories from Colleen. All right, so senior Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier sends us this from Florida. Florida clerk charged with theft after allegedly stealing stripper fees.
God damn it.
A Florida municipal employee was charged with theft after allegedly pocketing the $75 fee the county charges for an exotic dancer license because most of the strippers paid in cash. Aha. Anita Pedeme, 54 of West Palm Beach, was charged Thursday with grand theft, fraud, and official misconduct after supervisors at the Palm Beach County office where she worked uncovered the scheme. How much did she steal? Oh, shit. County officials said Pedeme had been running the scam for up to 3 years and had taken an estimated $27,600 that should have gone into the public coffers.
Say how much?
$27,600.
Like
that's a lot of goddamn strippers.
That's a lot of stripper licenses.
God damn.
How much is a stripper's license?
$75.
And how much was it?
$27,600. So, hey, Zenith, use your weaponized autism and tell us how many licenses that is.
I'm waiting for my calculator to come up. There we go. 7,000.
600 divided by 75.
Well, it's good to know how much a stripper license is.
360?
That sounds wrong.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Hold up.
All right. 27600 divided by 75.
68.
What? Are you getting out your abacus? What are you doing?
I'm looking for my giant Texas instrument.
Whoa.
It's underwater.
Shit.
Don't laugh at that shit.
I was more going, whoa, at like maybe a penis innuendo. My giant
exactly.
Texas instrument, you know?
Yeah, it's only 368.
Over 3 years, so 120 per year. That's still not.
Yeah,
that's decent, I guess.
Hey, what town was this?
This is West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach.
God damn it, Florida.
100 strippers a year sounds about right.
All right. Okay.
All you need said too soon, monkey. It's never too soon.
It's never too soon. Uh-oh. Colleen Bernier has sent us just now a Chuck E. Cheese story.
Not my favorite place in the world.
Big hugs. Tinky Winky. All right. Massachusetts Library asks residents to refrain from paying late fees with Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
I'm sorry.
A Massachusetts library pleaded with the public on Wednesday through a Facebook post to stop paying late fees with Chuck E. Cheese and Bonkers Funhouse tokens.
At the libraries.
The Peabody Institute Library in Danvers, Massachusetts, posted a picture of 4 tokens with a caption saying, "This summer we've had a surge of folks attempting to pay fines and printing fees with tokens from Chuck E. Cheese and Bonkers. Since they are not legal tender, we cannot accept them." No kidding. Let's see. Sue Contos, a bookkeeper at the library, said she was given tokens from the 2 entertainment centers and counted them before discovering the coins were not proper currency. "Everyone got a laugh out of it," Contos said. The library also included in their post that they, quote, "also cannot accept Canadian coins." Oh, Lord. I'm guessing there was like some like Dropbox or something for putting in your fees, or they wrapped them up in dollar bills or something.
Why would you fuck over a library? It's my favorite place in the world.
Fucking over public institutions. It's the new craze that's sweeping the nation.
Do you really have a booger in the cave? Monkey?
No, you
really?
don't. I'm just fucking with you.
What? You have a what in the what now?
A bat in the cave?
A
booger?
Booger in the cave. The
Wait,
cave
wait.
around here has a different connotation.
I was about to say,
Be careful with that.
if you've got a booger in the cave, please do not try to remove it on the stream.
Like,
Please don't.
No ad friendliness
that's like a
for you.
69 gone wrong.
Oh,
Wrong.
please do not engage in any turtle rescue efforts on the stream. Thank you. All right. Now, Monkey.
Yes, sir.
Or should I make Weebo read a couple of stories while I?
Let's let Weebo do it.
Yeah, Weebo. Go to Twitter, MSS News, and pick out a couple of stories while I work on some ads here.
Said MMS News or NMS?
MSS for.
I'm on my way.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well.
Hashtag
MSS News, and just click on the latest.
Got him.
Tab, and then pick at your leisure what stories you want to read. Oh, a tailed feature's in the chat. Weebo, will you moo for tailed feature?
Fucking
Will I
moo.
what?
Will you moo?
Moo?
Yeah, moo.
Moo? Like a cow?
Yes.
Should I be offended?
No, it's a tailed thing.
Oh.
Whoa. That was mad cow disease,
Mad cow.
yo. Jesus. Fucking me.
So just pick any article that I want.
Yeah, just make sure you credit the donator or the submitter of the story, and then read at your leisure.
Okay, I have one while she's figuring out how to do it. This
Oh,
one
okay.
also
Well,
comes from
show her how it does.
senior
Thanks.
staff reporter Colleen Bernier. God bless. There it goes. Easy collar. Men allegedly robbed bar during police party. This was in Baltimore. The police response time was quicker than ever. 2 men were arrested after police say they robbed a bar outside Baltimore while off-duty officers were there for a police retirement party. Baltimore Sun reports the men allegedly demanded cash from the register at Woodlawn Bar Tuesday evening while a group of officers gathered for a longtime sergeant's retirement. The officers chased and arrested them. Baltimore County Police spokesman Corporal Sean Vinson says 21-year-old Joseph McInnes III and 22-year-old Tyree McCoy faced armed robbery, theft, and other charges. The Sun reports neither had an attorney listed in online court records. Yeah, so case of really bad timing. Make sure that if you're going to rob a bar that there's not a police party going on at the time.
Oh, thank you, Kaga Mandoa. Have some cash. Oh, okay, thank you. Was there an ad you'd like me to do for you? Because I will do my best.
I think I found one.
Uh-oh.
Read the one about the man jumping into the ocean to escape police and gets chased by a shark instead.
Shark Cop, the crime-fighting shark.
Okay, so this
that
is
one also,
from...
That one also comes from Colleen Bernier.
Yeah, I was just going to say. That's how you pronounce that last name. I'm not good with words, but I will let that. All right.
Whoa.
Oh, wait. No, not that one. That's the wrong tab.
She'll figure it out eventually, folks.
I got it. Computer science majors having computer troubles. Okay. So the man jumps into the ocean to escape police, gets chased by a shark instead. Oh, this is by Fox News. Interesting. If it would scroll, that would be nice. Oh, he looks friendly. So a North Carolina man hang on. My scroll is not working. No, go back up. I apologize. I'm having technical difficulties.
You want me to take it?
No, I got this.
Okay, all right. I got faith in you.
I apologize.
I apologize.
All right. Whew. Okay. A North Carolina man allegedly attempted to elude police Wednesday by diving into the ocean and swimming away, but was unknowingly just feet away from a shark while trying the brazen escape. Zachary Kingsbury, 20, was pulled over for a traffic stop just before 5 p.m. in Surf City, according to WECT. He allegedly tried to escape when officers spotted illegal contraband inside the vehicle and asked him to exit the car. Kingsbury jumped into the ocean and began swimming away, leading to an hours-long standoff, officials said. Within an hour, Kingsbury was reportedly 4,000 feet from the shore, and the Surf City Police Department launched a drone to track the escape. And going down, there's video, apparently. At that point, the operation became a rescue operation, police said in a statement. But as police were trying to save Kingsbury, they noticed a shark swimming near the man, drone footage showed. Police were able to nab Kingsbury about 7:45 p.m., according to the Charlotte Observer. I would have drowned after 10 minutes. Dude's an animal, a witness wrote in a Facebook post. Kingsbury was charged with resisting arrest, obstructing an officer, possession of drug paraphernalia, methamphetamine, and possession of marijuana of up to half an ounce. And I think, yep, that's the end of the article.
He was willing to die to a shark over half an ounce of pot.
And meth.
Oh, yeah.
And that pesky drug paraphernalia. You know, actually, in my state, if you get caught with drug paraphernalia, I think it's a lot more expensive than if you get caught with, like, half or an ounce of pot. Because the paraphernalia is no bueno.
That's what they busted Tommy Chong for.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't for drugs. It was for drug paraphernalia, which is such a bullshit thing. Fuck you. Maybe somebody just likes to have a bong.
Yeah, it's the bong. It's the bong that people, because I actually remember my police explorer advisor talking to us about this. He's like, yeah, we got this one group of kids that had a bong. We got them on $700, and they had half an ounce, like less than half an ounce of weed on them, and they flipped shit. So what you do when this happens, he says that he gives the kids an option to either bust their bong or take the charge and all that jazz, so that they just don't do it anymore.
What if you just like bongs? Maybe you're a bong aficionado.
Well, I mean,
the next one comes to us from Jordan 250. Police. Cartel shipped drugs hidden in genitalia-shaped candles.
Nice.
From Patterson, New Jersey. Law enforcement sources said a Mexican cartel allegedly shipped drugs inside of candles shaped like sex organs. More than 1,300 pounds of candles were discovered. The candles were shipped to a Long Island facility before they were transferred to a New Jersey warehouse. Police said 5 alleged members of the cartel had been arrested. The suspects allegedly intended to use the warehouse to make crystal meth from the methamphetamine inside the candles. The candles, in case you guys are wondering, were shaped like dicks. There's a picture here if y'all want to see it.
I do.
I feel like that could have been a horrible mistake. You don't want meth up your hoo-ha. What's that?
Can I see a picture?
I just linked. It's a nice little.
You can't use your imagination.
Nope. I need to see it. I'm one of those visual people.
Oh. Uh-oh. Well, while you're looking at wax dicks, I've got a ad to read. All right. This is my attempt. New from North Korea, the H-bomb. Previously known as bubble wrap, the North Korean H-bomb packs an explosion that almost amounts to cracking your knuckles. Forget rattling your saber the old-fashioned way. Just buy a sheet of North Korean H-bombs. Your enemies will snap to attention with every squeeze. Brought to you by Sweeper Stevens Inflatable Proliferations.
Jack needs clarification. Weebo, are you asking for dick pics or just candle dick pics?
I need pictures.
Candle dick pics. Thank you very much.
Don't want any misunderstandings here.
Careful, somebody's going to stick a birthday candle in their dick and send you a picture of it.
And then they'll be on MSS News tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, now I got to do Rotten Corpse's surprise ad.
Sorry.
Okay, this one comes to us from Chieftain of Gaul. And let's see, local group Texas too busy with Harvey for SB4 DACA repeal. A local group gathered Friday to celebrate the temporary halt to the so-called anti-sanctuary cities law and to denounce Texas Attorney General Sorry, got an ad. And to denounce Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton's action on immigration issues amid a natural disaster. Texas's ban on so-called sanctuary cities was supposed to go into effect Friday, but a federal district judge on Wednesday granted a preliminary injunction on Senate Bill 4, which was signed into law by Greg Abbott on May 7th. Less than a week after Hurricane Harvey made landfall in Texas, Paxton asked for a stay of the ruling while he appeals the decision, blah, 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 blah. Basically, these groups are saying because there was a natural disaster, we shouldn't repeal DACA or make it illegal to have sanctuary cities. Because, yes, we need to stop everything because of this. Now, look, I'm all for making sure everybody's taken care of, get people as healthy and happy and safe as we can down there. But that doesn't mean you can't do anything else. I don't think anybody should be deported if they're in these areas until the disaster is cleared.
Mm-hmm.
But once that's over, your ass needs to go.
Yeah. An act of God is a decent reason for a reprieve until things are sorted out. But that doesn't change the fact that you're here illegally. So
there was talk of making my campus actually a sanctuary campus. And me and a friend of mine, actually, we had a long discussion about this, like the pros and cons and what could and what couldn't happen. And he brought up an interesting point about sanctuary campuses. That was because I think it was around the time that President Trump threatened to pull funding from all sanctuary places, right? Mm-hmm. And he said that was putting most of the students here in jeopardy because most of them get financial aid from the government as well as from the school, but also from the government in terms of like grants and such. We are a private school though, so it's kind of like a mix and match, but 99% of the school is on financial aid of some sort. And he was actually a little bit worried that if they did make it a sanctuary campus, that he wouldn't be able to continue going to college. And so I just I was confused, but also like intrigued by that thought. Like I hadn't thought about that way because I don't get financial aid from the government. I get it from the school specifically.
You would be in more danger than he would be. The funding with these sanctuary city stuff wouldn't actually affect colleges much at all. It's more specifically targeted to law enforcement. It would be, yeah, that's why I said you would be. I don't know if your program that you go through gets any federal funding or not.
We're trying to.
Yeah,
like,
so
this year we were trying to. God damn it.
Thank you, Cryptic. The judge actually also argued that the state doesn't have right to set rules for immigration law due to it being a federal power.
That is true.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the pulling of money would be from police departments, specifically in grants that were given out from the Justice Department for various law enforcement activities.
Well, there goes going to nationals next year. Fuck.
Well,
I don't think we're a sanctuary city.
Yeah. Just don't live in a sanctuary city. If you don't live in a sanctuary city, you still get your money, and there's not all those damn Mexicans. Just kidding, people. Just kidding. There's still going to be Mexicans there. What else do we got?
I found one about the Pope.
Real quick, let me do the secret ad real quick to get that out of the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. and then we'll move on to the Pope, because the Pope is awesome.
Do you need our interaction on this?
No, I don't think so. I think we're fine. So, Rotten Corpse, you said dealer's choice. Weebo came up with your choice, whether you like it or not. So here we go. New from Rotten Corpse Corporation. Ladies, do you have trouble sleeping? Doctors say that having the wrong cushioning under your head can contribute to neck and back pain. That's why you need David Bowie's impressive crotch area. As seen prominently in the film Labyrinth, David Bowie's bulge is the highest rated female face magnet. Get your own Bowie bulge today. The Bowie bulge. There you go.
Not that I'm interested, but where might somebody get one of those?
Well, given that it's Rotten Corpse Corporation and that David Bowie is dead, I'll let you do the math.
Any Hot Topic or sex shop ever?
Yeah, I just imagine this sort of like prosthetic strap-on you put on that's just like a bulge. It's just like molded after David Bowie's bulge in Labyrinth. And you just like wear it on top of things and.
Mm-hmm. Like, you know how they have the female camel toe underwear type thing?
Oh God, yeah.
Kind of like that, except for a pillow.
Wait, they sell female camel toe underwear?
Yeah.
Why not just pull your underwear real tight?
It's a good question, Monkey. Ask that of other women.
All right.
Ladies, do you not have enough of a camel toe? Oh, sorry. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So this is from Chieftain of, is that Gaul? Ghoul?
Chieftain of Gaul.
Gaul. All right, cool. I consulted a psychoanalyst, Pope Francis reveals in a new book. In a tell-all conversation with a French sociologist, Pope Francis opened up about his visits to a psychoanalyst during his time in Argentina, the importance of Christian roots and of Arab heritage in Europe, the resistance of his apostolic letter on marriage, Amoris Laetitia, and social issues like abortion and gay marriage. Rome. Pope Francis opened up in a new book soon to be published in France where he talks about, among other things, about his meetings with a psychoanalyst in Argentina, the Christian roots of Europe. Okay, we already read that. The book, Politics and Society, contains the transcripts of an unusually long series of 12 conversations between the Pope and the French sociologist Dominique Walton, founder of the Institute of the Sciences of Communication. I'm going to skim. Pope says he was influenced by women in his life. Pope Francis spoke of the women who influenced him in his life, from grandmothers to former little girlfriends. The ones I met helped me a lot in my life when I needed to confide myself, the Pope said, adding, to have always been in touch with women has enriched me.
Whoa.
I bet it has.
So if the Pope admits to having gone to a psychoanalyst, is that sort of like a mafia don admitting that he went to a shrink?
It's like, yes, exactly like that.
Let's see. Well, I am now free, unless something else comes up, to do some more MSS news. But yeah, the Pope going to a psychoanalyst, it's like, well, shouldn't you be talking to God?
I think it's interesting that that kind of sounded like the Pope is like banging puss.
That did. That's why I was
like,
bit. Ooh.
Oh, well, this one. Okay, and if for some reason I blanked out and you already read this and I just didn't hear it because I was focusing on ad stuff, just tell me. But I have a news story about the Joker movie.
Yes.
Okay, this is probably just rumor mill stuff because it sounds like it, but here we go. Will Leonardo DiCaprio give the green light to Joker movie?
Why does he get
this comes from Steven, who at Glacivertus or something on Twitter. Warner Brothers would love to see Leonardo DiCaprio as the Joker.
DiCaprio,
in the studio. Yeah, I was about to say that he's not Joker material. You look at it. I mean, just on the proportions of his face, he's not. Nope. I mean, if he lost like 1 million pounds or something, but even then, I don't. Yeah. Anyway,
couldn't be worse than Leto.
Well,
couldn't be worse than it could be worse. It could be worse. It makes sense that a Scorsese-led Joker would look to involve DiCaprio. They've teamed on Gangs of New York, The Aviator, Best Picture winner The Departed, Shutter Island, and The Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, and they should really probably stop at this. This should be the point at which they go like, no, we need to get somebody who actually looks like the Joker. Or at least isn't doing his best Jack Nicholson impersonation.
Despite the fact that the Joker looks like, well, a guy with makeup in green hair.
Well, yeah, and he's got angular features.
Yeah.
Now I understand that Heath Ledger did not have angular features, and I mean, but if you're going to go for the classic Joker, he's got to be a little on the the horseman of famine sort of skinny side, and
a mustache.
The mustache alone.
Yeah, the mustache. Let's see. Well, we did the story about the L'Oreal model. Okay. Did you guys talk about the Finnish police?
Nope.
Okay, so this one comes from Jordan250. Interesting. And this will be the let's see, unless there's something that really jumps out at me, this will be the last one, and then we'll go on to YouTube time. Okay. Finnish police officers to get submachine guns.
Respect.
A Finnish news agency said the country's more than 7,000 police officers will soon have submachine guns. I wonder what might have brought this on. Let's find out. Copenhagen, Denmark. Police in Finland released a third suspect Friday in a fatal stabbing attack allegedly carried out by a Moroccan asylum seeker, a development that came hours after the Nordic country's news agency said officers will be issued MP5 submachine guns in addition to their normal equipment. The released man was arrested a week ago on suspicion of helping plan the August 18th attack that killed 2 people and injured 8. 2 other Moroccans who also had been detained as suspects were released earlier this week. None of them are still considered suspects. The main suspect, a Moroccan asylum seeker whose application was denied, is being held on suspicion of murder and attempted murder with terrorist intent. Investigators said he had become radicalized, but did not elaborate. He also had been given a false name and age when he was first interviewed. Oh, sorry, he also had given, not had been given. Investigators have said they weren't aware of a motive for the attack in southwestern Finland, but that it appeared to target women. I don't know. Moroccan hates women. Earlier in the day, Finnish news agency STT said the country's more than 7,000 police officers will soon have submachine guns. A top police official cited the increased terror threat is the main reason for the upgrade. No shit. Let's see. In June, Finland's security agency raised its threat assessment to the 2nd level on a 4-step scale. Great. Well, there you go. Finland's... the Finnish will finish you. Aha. Yeah. Did I make you spit your drink? You know.
If I had one, hang on.
Jack Cochran says Leslie Jones is the Joker. Oh God. Actually, I'm going to save that for our deep topic, going over who we would cast as the Joker and why. But before then, YouTube time. Monkey, what did you do today?
I got about 70% done with the video that I've been talking about for the last few days, the one that's a response to Theron Meyer. But I didn't get it finished. Hopefully, I'll have it done tomorrow.
Okay.
That's it.
The next 6 minutes, thank you very much. The difference between MP4 and MP5, 9 millimeters. Weebo, are you working on anything?
Actually, several things at the moment.
You tell.
In between a cappella group auditions and getting Starbucks, I was working on a YouTuber diss track.
Oh
no.
Who are you dissing on?
So far, Sargon, Monday and Matt, Armored Skeptic, and I think I attempted to do Chris Raygun. And then I'm going to do, like, you know in Rap God when Eminem breaks it down and goes super fast? Mm-hmm. There's going to be a section reserved for, like, a condensed version of everyone and that. And it's going to be super fast and it's going to be super awesome. I just got to figure out how to make a rap beat.
I guess that is a challenge. I guess that is a challenge for someone with your skin tone.
You want to beatbox for her?
Oh, yeah, I could totally do that. You want me to beatbox for you? I have some practice.
I'm good.
You sure?
He's published.
I know. I'm like, dude, I like did it on the air and stuff. And
sure.
And it would totally earn me a degree from Harvard.
Go ahead then, Scribe. Just lay it on.
Did that work? I don't think she's impressed. That's not.
Yeah,
that's
no, that's yeah. Mm-hmm,
I feel like you're mocking me.
Racist.
No, that's how he beatboxes.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. It was funnier the first time around when it was just like spontaneous because that was fucking hilarious.
My goodness.
Yeah, I'll have to send you a link because it's a funny little bit. If you missed that stream, that is part of stream lore back in the olden days.
It was dope.
I would like to witness it.
It was dope.
It was dope, y'all.
But yeah, I actually have some rap music background experience.
Ooh.
For a white chick, I know this is surprising.
Oh. Wait, were you in a 50 Cent video?
No. Like the first 2 weeks of not college, but high school, my freshman year, we actually did karaoke during lunch every Friday. For some reason, the 8 Mile soundtrack was an option. So we got on stage and I decided to go at it, and it was fantastic.
Oh, Irate Bear makes a good point. Weebo Jones, there's royalty-free beats you can download on YouTube. Yeah, if you just look up like copyright-free rap beat. You can find stuff all over the place that won't cost you anything and you can use.
I'll look into it.
Yep.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I was working on a video that someone requested, and also the communism step-by-step guide to success video that is going to be hilarious when I'm done with it.
Cool.
So that was my day.
Let's see. I've got everything I need to put together a video on one of the latest offerings from Splinter. Like I said last night, I'm trying not to go too often to the same well of water for video content, but Splinter put out something the other day that just begs for a response, and that's when they say the alt-left doesn't exist. And then they spend 3 minutes telling us why there's no such thing as the alt-left. And that if there is such a thing as the alt-left, well, it's not because Antifa or Black Lives Matter are hate groups. And yeah, so I've got all the materials. I got the audio recorded. I got the video chopped up. I just have to assemble. And it's going to be a little bit more complicated than some of my past videos because I have to, at least from my perspective, add video evidence to counterpoint some of the things they say in those deals. And so collecting some of that and finding the right things and editing those down will take a little extra time. So I might have it out tomorrow if I get really industrious. But given that I spent a lot of time doing it today, I might take tomorrow off from doing video stuff and then get it out on Monday for Labor Day. So work on that. And then tomorrow, another reason why I might take the day off is because I've got other things going on. Tomorrow at noon Pacific and 3 p.m. Eastern, Monkey and I will be dissecting the 1986 classic Running Scared with Billy Crystal and Gregory Hines on Monkey's channel. So be tuned in for that. And otherwise, I think that's all I've got right now. Did we know of any YouTube drama today of note?
Not that I saw. But again, I haven't really been on.
Mm-hmm.
There was something going on with Joy. When isn't there, though?
Oh, Disparkos.
What is she doing now?
She's recapping the whole DO5 thing.
Oh, yeah.
And all of the things that she didn't or couldn't talk about when it was, like, in full-blown issue mode. And I guess Mr. Repsion and a few other YouTubers got together and were doing something, I guess, about that. I saw it on Twitter, but I don't know what happened in real life or on YouTube other than that.
I know Repsion dropped his video recently about her. It's like an hour long. I didn't watch it all.
I watched most of it.
I was busy with Grand Monkey when I saw it, so I didn't get to watch it. I did see Joy's video on Based Mama that she did recently.
Didn't she do a few, though?
What's that?
Didn't she do a few, though? Like,
she had, yeah.
Broke them up.
Of course, yeah. She is desperate to remain relevant, and that's not a bad thing. It's okay to want to remain relevant, but there's better ways to do it.
Honestly, yeah.
In my opinion.
And
yeah, so
I think
it's her.
Kraut came out with a thing too. Sorry.
With the Joy thing, it's her going back during the whole Daddy of Five thing. At the end, she got into this mode where she was saying, "I can't talk about stuff. I can't talk about this stuff yet. I can't." And she could have talked about any of it that she wanted to. She did it just to milk it. And now she's milking it even more. And it's so cringy. And if the people involved are having fun, knock yourselves out. But yeah, I just can't even watch it anymore. Like, Jesus Christ. So you're saying about Kraut?
Yeah, Kraut released his second video on the whole race realism thing, and I think he said he was going to do a response to some of the people who did responses to his initial video on the race realism thing. I think it was no RK selection. The initial video was RK selection. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was interesting. I listened to that while I was at the gym, so that was fun.
What do you think of that one?
Lots and lots of data. I was very impressed. and I was very pleased, and it sounded like I was listening to an essay. Except for he put someone else's video in there for a lengthy amount of time. I think it was like a whole 5 minutes the guy was talking. He didn't break it up, and I was a little bit peeved with that because I was like, well, now you're just taking someone else's video and putting it in there and just maybe go through it a little bit.
Sanguine, thank you. A drug-fueled comedy, think Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, set in the Bronze Age. Oh,
wait, drug-fueled comedy, and you go with Fear and Loathing and not a Cheech and Chong movie? Come on.
Or The Hangover or something. Okay, all right. But a Bronze Age drug comedy. Ah, God, and I'll probably fuck it up and do a Stone Age drug comedy. The Stoned Age. Bronze Age drug comedy. Sanguine. Okay, I will.
Maybe the Stoned Age leads to the Bronze Age.
Well, the Stoned Age is actually the title of a movie, so I can't use that one.
Sure you can. Titles aren't copyrighted.
No, it's not that. It's just I got to come. If I don't come up with something original for myself, I don't feel like I'm really trying. I'm really giving somebody their dollars worth. So I will see if I can work on that, Sanguine, between now and tomorrow night's stream. I think I might have to think about that one for a little bit because I always have to think about your crazy genre time period things, mostly, not all the time, but sometimes. Okay, so deep topic, just for fun, since we have such comic book fans here as we do. All right, so in your dream Joker movie, now supposedly this is the one that Scorsese is going to do, is going to be an origin story. From my perspective, the only origin story that makes any sense to put onto film is the flashbacks from The Killing Joke, for anybody who's ever read The Killing Joke. But even if you've never read that, here's the question. What characters should appear in a Joker origin story, and who should play them? Weebo.
Well, obviously the Joker should appear.
Well, yes, obviously the Joker. Yeah, so aside from the Joker, who else should appear? Yeah.
And if we're doing, Weebo, do you have Tourette's? No, I don't. If we're doing a Joker origin story, is going to involve Joker as a kid, right? Or
it could. I mean, I don't know how they're going to do it, but yes, conceivably, yeah.
Depending on how they do it and how young they go back, I would say to play a younger Joker, probably Evan Peters would be the way to go because he does really crazy motherfuckers really well. Or actually,
remind us who Evan Peters is real quick. What has he been in? Just
American Horror Story.
Okay.
He played a serial killer one season. He played a dead rapist school shooter character in another.
Oh, he's Quicksilver in the X-Men movies.
That's right. He is Quicksilver in the X-Men movies. And if not him, for a younger Joker, the guy who actually plays the Joker in the Gotham TV show, I don't know what his name is, but he's like really convincing.
Oh, Jerome.
Yeah, Jerome. What's his face or whatever. He was.
That's the character's name. Yeah.
He was on fleek.
Oh God.
I really have no interest in a Joker origin story unless they're going all the way back to conception, and then I might watch clowns fucking.
Then you want to go watch Shakes the Clown with Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah, but otherwise,
porno.
Yeah, I don't really care about his origin. Is that weird?
Well,
actually, no, it's not.
No, it's not because his origin is irrelevant. The Heath Ledger version of the Joker, in a very encapsulated way, kind of gave you all you needed to know about the Joker. Is that he gave each character he talked to a different reason for his scars, aka a different origin story. It doesn't matter. It's not supposed to matter. The Joker is a force of nature. He's just the antithesis of Batman in human form. That's about it.
Yeah, to be honest, I kind of like the whole ambiguous beginnings concept that the Jokers always have. I mean, I know like of his past origin stories and other film adaptations that are animated, but like they kind of take away from how terrifying the character is in itself.
The only way I could see them doing it to still maintain that. This is how I would do it if I were in charge of the world. I would take, so for those of you that don't know, the generally accepted sort of canon origin story for the Joker is that he was a down on his luck comedian way back in, like, let's say pseudo 40s, 50s, depending on what, aesthetic you're looking at. And he had a wife and a lousy little apartment, and the wife was pregnant. And he meets a couple of tough guys in a bar one time who are trying to convince him to go along with this robbery they got planned. And now he has no money and everything else. He's really desperate. So he kind of feels pressured because he's got a kid on the way. So he agrees to do this thing. And what they tell him is, well, look, you're going to be the Red Hood. Now, the Red Hood is a known criminal in the city, but he's always wearing this sort of red helmet on his head, and nobody knows what his real identity is. Well, the trick is that there is no Red Hood. It's just they pick random guys to help them in the job, and all the attention goes to the Red Hood, and it helps to cover up the crime. So on the night that he's going to do this thing, he finds out that his wife accidentally got electrocuted by a heater in their apartment. But he still has to do this thing, or else these guys are going to, like, kill him. So he goes along with it. They're going to rob a chemical plant. Batman shows up to stop them. He accidentally knocks the Joker, whoever he is, off a railing. He falls into a chemical vat and ends up becoming the Joker. That's the really truncated version. It's not exactly all the details, but there you go. Now, the way I would do it is you have the Joker. You start off with the Joker in, like, modern times in Arkham Asylum, and he's being interviewed by a shadowy figure that we'll later find out is, Harley Quinn before she was Harley Quinn, about, how this happened to him and everything else. And so he starts to relay the story. And by the end of the story, we have a sort of moment like at the end of Usual Suspects, where something about the story tells us that he made it all up as he was sitting there, kind of thing. And so we get a whole movie that tells his backstory, and it's all very convincing and everything else. But then at the very end, we're given the idea that this might all be bullshit. It could be true, but it might also be completely false, that kind of thing. That way you can have a movie that's still interesting and gives you a version of the character, but you leave the avenue open that it's all just nonsense or irrelevant, which can kind of steal some of the power from the story away, obviously, but that's really only the only way you could do it with the Joker, in my opinion.
Here's my idea for a Joker origin story.
Okay.
Ever since he was a little kid, he keeps going to the theater with his parents, and every time they don't get killed, he's upset. And it eventually drives him insane.
The antithesis of Batman, completely.
That would be my ideal Joker movie.
Okay, well, regardless, they are doing this apparently, and it'll probably be made. So first and foremost, Monkey, if you had your at any, like, you could pick any actor from any time in their life. Who would you have play the Joker ideally?
You know what I would really like to see? I would like to see Cesar Romero in modern times play the Joker.
Oh, okay.
With the mustache, just to piss you off.
Actually, I like mustaches. Thank you very much.
The way he played it back then was campy and silly, but that goofy craziness. Imagine him being able to do that in modern times, where you can actually be a psychopath on screen. I just think that would have been an awesome thing to see.
Actually makes a good point. Mark Hamill would make an epic Joker.
He's too old now, but in the old,
never too old.
You're doing an origin story. I would take. You could probably still pull it off, but and this has been mentioned earlier in the stream actually. But I think Willem Dafoe was born to play the Joker.
Honestly, he would work.
Yeah,
I would accept that.
I think he'd have to be a bit younger than he is now to pull off an origin story kind of thing. But overall, he'd probably be one of the better Jokers. Otherwise, if we're going really far back, I think someone that would have made a really interesting Joker on sort of a dramatic level. And this is going to sound crazy, but how should I even say it? Because it sounds really weird.
Say it.
Okay. I think Jimmy Stewart, should have played the Joker.
I could kind of see that. I see him more as the Penguin, though.
Because he's tall and lanky, and he's got sort of an angular face, and he has that sort of debonair thing. But if he was told, hey, you get to play a psychotic maniac, and we're going to put you in green hair and makeup and everything else, he might not be able to pull off the smile that well, but I think he would have made a very sinister Joker.
So long as he's got like the voice props for it, I'm good. Because half of the performance is in the way that the Joker speaks. The other half is in his smiling, right?
It's also in his presence. I think if like Nicholson could hold the room when he was playing the Joker.
Yeah.
He really held the camera's attention when he was on screen. So even though he's not my favorite iteration of the Joker, he did a good job at that too. So, what are you doing now?
Dropping shit. Don't worry about me.
Oh, it's you? Oh, I thought it was Weebo. I'm not paying attention to the thing. I just assume
she's eating toast. Is that toast?
I'm eating pizza.
It's pizza. Hold it up. It looks like toast. All right.
She's a college student.
You just have a pizza sitting on your lap.
It was on the floor initially.
Floor pizza, the best kind of pizza.
All through high school, I used to keep a pizza under my bed, and I would just eat it until it was gone, and then I'd replace it. True story.
Sounds like something I would do.
Oh, Jack Cochran says Edward G. Robinson as Commissioner Gordon. Oh man, that would be something if you could resurrect Edward G. Robinson.
Monkey, funny story.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I actually used to keep marshmallows, little chocolate and butterscotch morsels, frosting, and wheat thins on my bed, like in the corner, because I had a loft bed, so they were just kind of in the corner there, and I eat them in the middle of the night when I got hungry every single night. I don't know why I'm not 300 pounds, but
okay, that's a lot of sweet.
I can relate. That is a lot of sweet.
Whoa.
And it's a really weird combination of sweets too. Wheat thins and frosting taste delicious, by the way.
I have to take your word on that.
Yeah.
Who would play Joker's mom?
Joker's mom?
I'm going with Kathy Griffin.
Oh God. Actually, Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates can pull it off.
Kathy Bates, yeah.
Who was that chick that played the principal from iCarly?
I've never seen that show. She was in
great movie.
Last night. I watched the movie last night. I can't think of the name. It's got Mike Myers.
Hold on, I'm using the Google.
It's got Mike Myers in it. It's a movie with he's got red hair and he says yeah baby, or God damn it.
Wait, the woman. So the principal in iCarly is a guy.
Dr. Evil is in it. Fucking what's
Austin Powers?
Yes, Austin Powers. She's in Austin Powers. I could not think of the name to save my life. She's in Austin Powers. She plays Frau.
Oh, Frau Verbissna? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Frau Verbissna, that is, I forget her name. Let's see. Mindy Sterling. Mindy Sterling plays Frau Verbissna.
Nope. Says at Weebo equals toothless diabetic child.
Yeah, actually, funny story. I don't have a cavity. I've never had a cavity.
Yeah, me neither. I brush my teeth every day.
Child.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, well that was my pitch at a deep topic for a minute. How would you cast your own Joker movie kind of thing? But
yeah, I just really don't have an interest in his origin. I like him just being the Joker.
Well, what character? Okay, so what character do you love that you wish you could cast for?
Oh,
I mean, if not the Joker. Oh yeah, okay. So well, Monkey's thinking. So aside from who they've already announced for the live action Teen Titans show, unless that's your choice overall, who would be your ideal Dick Grayson actor right now?
Tom Morley.
Tom Morley. I don't know who that is.
Australian actor.
Tom Morley. I don't know that one. Who is that? Tom Morley. What's he in?
The 100.
Okay. Okay. Tom Morley, The 100. You sure you don't mean Bob Morley?
Fuck yeah, Bob Morley.
Okay, I was like Tom Morley. I don't see. Okay. I guess.
My bad.
I guess I could see him sort of as a Dick Grayson. He's got a Joker smile though. So.
He does.
Monkey, any ideas?
Nothing that comes to mind. Yeah, I don't know.
Here's one. So I've talked. Somebody asked earlier, I think, or yesterday, who's your favorite comic book villain? Mine is Doctor Doom. And at this point in time, if they were to, if Marvel to get the rights back and they were to make a Fantastic Four movie, Doctor Doom should be played by Mads Mikkelsen, who played Hannibal in the Hannibal TV show. He would be he's already got an Eastern European accent, sort of a German accent, Austrian accent. He sounds right. He's sinister, and he would look and play the part really, really well. It's not going to happen, at least not anytime in the near future. Apparently, he was approached originally for the Fantastic Four movie they did over at Fox, which thank God he didn't take the role because that would have been a disaster. But Mads Mikkelsen should totally play Dr. Doom. Leonardo DiCaprio, if he was going to be in the Joker movie, he could play like young Detective Gordon or something, but not the Joker.
I don't see him as a Detective Gordon at all.
Well, if he's going to be involved at all, don't make him Batman.
Fuck no.
No.
Who would you cast as Nightwing's ass? Now, that's a good question. I'll get back to you on that.
All right. Do we have any real deep topics to discuss, whether they be North Korea related or otherwise?
Monkey, did you talk about the one that I sent you a few days ago?
Oh, I didn't. And that was just yesterday.
A few days ago.
No,
Time's dilating for Weebo.
It was like 2 days ago. Because I wasn't on stream last night. Or I was not here and watching.
Oh, don't get grumpy with me, Missy.
I'm not getting grumpy with you.
That sounded grumpy.
I would never.
What, never?
Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm ready for.
This is a deep topic that Weebo sent me, okay? Based on the rights logic that your constitutional rights, quote unquote, and autonomy stop where another person's life begins, namely children, does that also negate the First Amendment right to freedom of religion when it comes to parents foregoing contemporary medicine in favor of religious healing?
Yes. The child cannot consent to the religious doctrine as they are a minor. Therefore, if your religious practices are going to inflict harm or undue risk to the child, they are not consenting to the belief. They are not old enough to do so. Therefore, they should be protected from your religious beliefs.
Weebo, did you have a thought on it?
Actually, initially I wrote it because we're trying to get Ben Shapiro to appear on campus here at some point, and this would be one of the that I would ask him because he's very against abortion, right? And he's very religious, and he's all about your amendments. So I was thinking that it would be like one of those conundrum questions for him. And so I asked one of my friends who is very big on Ben Shapiro. Like, most of his opinions are in line with Ben Shapiro. It's kind of ridiculous. But he said that that question made him mad.
Why did it make him mad?
Well, because looking at it from a perspective of the Constitution is right, plus abortion is wrong, taking it from a position of like, oh, your freedom to have your own religion and do your own thing and be your own person, what about those parents that would endanger their children's lives with that same religion?
I'm fairly certain that the answer Shapiro would give you is that God doesn't want you killing your children with ridiculous beliefs. Yeah. Ben has talked about things like this several times, where a conundrum like this I'll try to find one of the videos where I've seen him do it. But he doesn't put absolute faith in religion, nor does he put absolute faith in the freedom of religion clause, because that's not what the Constitution actually says. Yeah, your right to free expression of religion stops when you're harming somebody else, physically harming. I don't mean you're not baking a cake for somebody. Go to another baker, for fuck's sake. But this isn't just with religion. Anytime that you're doing something, how do I want to say this? See, religion is normal, so this is going to sound weird, but off the norm. What I mean by that is most religious people will still take their child to a fucking doctor if they need to go. So if you're one of those weird people, or like you're a vegan who, you know, starves your child to death because you're feeding them a vegan diet when they need more than that, you're not protected in any freedom sense from that. Harming somebody because you're stupid is not an excuse. You don't get to kill your kid based on God is going to save them. No, you just don't. That's not how it works.
It would be interesting to hear someone debate it from like a standpoint of, oh no, the Constitution is that religion is your own. Do whatever the fuck you want with religion.
Sure, it is.
Even if it involves killing your kids.
No, see, I don't know. That's where it breaks.
Yeah.
And that's where your friend needs to really examine what he thinks there, because Scribe put it very well. Your children don't get to make the decision there. If you decide you don't want to go to the doctor because you think God's going to heal you from your cancer, hey, I support your right to do that. Doing that with your kid makes you a fucking asshole, and you should probably end up in jail over it.
Yeah, just because you're the parent doesn't mean that you have total free reign over how to treat your child, no matter what. Doesn't matter if it's religion. Doesn't matter if it's. I mean, if there is any sense that you are neglecting your child, or you are doing anything that would tend to harm that child, like if you fed them nothing but, you know, sugar, and people saw that your 9-year-old already had diabetes or something, they might say, I don't think you might be guilty of child endangerment, because you can still make choices as the parent that are a violation of the law, even if it is your kid, even if it's not something as, you know, overt as like slapping them or actually physically harming them. So religion's no different. And the safety and well-being of the child is no different regardless of that. And religion isn't a pass to abuse your child or put them in harm's way. So,
by extension, though, you could also tack on like spanking your kid when they're naughty or whatever. Like, what if isn't that your freedom as a parent to decide what to do with your kid? Or I don't know. It's just an interesting thought experiment I had that I wrote down that I was kind of centered more around more right or leaning people answering with more extreme ideas about this, you know?
Yeah.
But it is interesting to think about.
In regard to Shapiro, he's not as hardcore as you might think. He is definitely a conservative Jewish man who believes in his faith, but if his child lost an arm, you know, in a car accident, he's not gonna say, oh no, leave him bleeding on the side of the road because God will save him. Well,
not like with serious injury, but like maybe a disease that they want to pray or heal or whatever.
Oh no, same thing. And again, I've seen him talk about this. I will try to find one of the videos and send it to you.
Please, because I don't think I've seen it. If there is one.
Yeah, I've seen it in question and answer times. The problem comes in with somebody in chat is disagreeing with us. TOS, Taz, if that's how you say it. I'd love to know what you disagree with here. But a child doesn't get to make a choice in how they're treated. You brought up corporal punishment, that's spanking for you youngins. That to me is not the same as letting your child die because they have cancer and God's going to help them. There's differences there in
spanking the kid does not put their life in danger.
Yeah. So there's, how do I want to say? I just caution you to. I'm sorry. I just caution you to be careful of conflating the two. That's all.
Thank you. Nope. Monkey, science is getting pretty political. In California, transgenderism is accepted science. Should parents be forced to accept that their child is transgender if they believe they are not?
Absolutely not.
Transgenderism isn't science. There is no science behind it.
Nope. Did you want an ad for that? Let me know. Not an ad for transgenderism, although God knows at this point I wouldn't be surprised if somebody asked me for one.
Quill says Shapiro always struck me as being too full of himself. I like Ben Shapiro. It's when he debates that I see that too full of himself thing, but it's almost like he's ashamed of being full of himself. If you watch the Cenk Uygur debate, he keeps his head down and he almost looks like a little sniveling worm when he's hitting with some of his punches instead of standing up straight and just talking. And so that does rub me the wrong way. But when it comes to knowing your shit, he's a very smart guy.
I like him because he's so full of himself, because he knows exactly what the fuck he's talking about. In most cases, like, he's got things lined up, like an entire paper worth of facts and statistics that he can just refute and recite off the bat. And I find that very endearing, because if you can recite facts to a person that you disagree with, they have nothing usually, and that's like, he's prepped and ready for debate at all times, and I enjoy that aspect of him.
Wait, what's going on here? How does HPV vaccine cause premarital sex?
So Academic Cub said, Scribe Light, HPV vaccines have clear medical issues if your faith is against premarital sex. Should the state still force it because it might save a life? I'm like, what does HPV vaccine have to do with premarital sex? Or how does it cause premarital sex?
Everything.
I don't really understand. I mean, I've heard that argument before that, like, oh, no, he can't, because HPV is a sexually transmitted disease, and getting that, will encourage people to have more sex or something. It's like, yeah, just like handing out condoms will encourage people to have more sex. No, it encourages people, if it's going to happen, to have safer sex. Right? Or stop a disease or cancer, for gosh sakes. I don't know.
My answer to that would be, it's not necessarily having the kids have sex, but also they're going to make different decisions later in life that it might come in handy having that vaccine. Yeah,
and I mean, getting if I get inoculated for I don't know, let's see, how about hepatitis B? Okay, does that mean that I'm planning on sharing needles with somebody as a heroin addict? That's going to encourage me to do so because now I'm inoculated against hepatitis? Or if I get rabies shots, does that mean that I'm more inclined to go get bit by bats or something? It doesn't mean anything.
You don't get bit by bats. You hit them little fuckers.
Yeah, you break their spines. You leave them there to like wither and die out in the lawn.
Jesus.
Yeah, gosh. Academic Cub says, never said it causes it, but an HPV vaccine is not needed if you are not having premarital sex.
Yes, it is. Okay, stay with me here. What if you get married, then divorced or widowed, and then you have sex again?
I was about to say, like, what does premarital sex have to do with it? If I get married first, it cures me of HPV risk. I just I'm sorry, Cub. That just is the weirdest. No. I mean, whether it's now or 20 years from now, if I get inoculated against something that can cause cancer, the cancer doesn't know that I'm not married.
You're making a leap.
What if your partner had premarital sex?
Exactly. There's a lot of ways you could end up with HPV that have nothing to do with premarital sex. You could,
exactly. Yeah.
Save yourself for marriage, only have sex with your partner, and end up with it anyway.
Kiernoth says, Scribe Light, my mom died of hepatitis B. Fuck anyone who's against vaccination against it. I don't know of anybody that is. I was just bringing up the example, like, vaccinations are meant to be a preventative measure for something that could happen. So if I get, if I get inoculated against the flu, it's not going to encourage me to kiss everybody I see because now I feel like I'm safe against the flu. It's just, anyway.
Academic Hub, I don't mean to argue with you here, but you say if you and your partner have no other partners, you can't get HPV. Sure. And if flies had machine guns, frogs wouldn't fuck with them.
Yeah. And people never lie either.
Yeah. If is a very big factor in that statement.
Yeah. Here's and just as a sort of where I'm coming from on this subject a little bit. I'm very health conscious when it comes to my sexual partners, except in a couple of very bad choices when I was younger. Before I end up actually having intercourse with someone, I make sure we both get blood tested. It's sick and it sounds like it's going to throw off the mood and everything, but it's like my orgasm is not worth my life, So
Academic Club, HPV, like as in herpes, as in like all forms of herpes, because you can still get herpes.
No, HPV is the
it's a virus.
Yeah, it's
it's different from viruses that HIV and HSV herpes. Okay.
Yeah. So Academic Cup says, so since some teens are sluts, your faith be damned.
No.
Cub, look, there's the pragmatic reality of life, okay? If you're, if you want to get into the faith argument of it, who hasn't sinned? All right. If you trust someone so much that you know that they're telling you the truth, that they've never had sex with anyone else before, and you're willing to take that risk, go ahead. It's your life. Okay. In my humble opinion, better safe than sorry. Why would you want to find out at the last second that something you could have done that would have not, getting a shot does not say that you have to have premarital sex. Getting a shot against a disease that may or may not ever come into your life does not say that you're not faithful. I don't understand. I'm not trying to be, acrimonious here or anything, but I don't understand what your argument is, how getting a shot thereby violates your faith on the subject of premarital sex.
I think
these things don't track.
I think he thinks that you're insinuating that all people are basically sluts just by default or something.
No, let me put it this way.
Yeah.
Let's say you stop your daughter from getting the virus because of your faith, and she marries a man who tells her he's never had sex with anyone ever. Then they get married, and he lied. Now, your daughter went into the marriage perfectly virginal, followed the faith all the way. What do you say to her at that point? What do you tell her? Do you say, oh, well, our faith kept you from getting that because obviously your husband didn't really lie to you? Because that's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about your daughter turning into a slut. We're talking about the fact that people lie. Things happen.
They do.
Yeah.
And someone said the vaccines have some very negative side effects that have caused cancer, sterilization, et cetera, et cetera. Like every single medicine that you've ever taken or ever will take or whatever, every medicine has some sort of possible negative side effects. I mean, I went on a birth control that gave me depression within like 14 days, and I had to stop it after 2 weeks because it was just so bad that I could not.
Yeah, the percentage possibility that the flu shot is going to kill you is far outweighed by the likelihood that it won't, and it will prevent you from getting sick. Is there a possibility? Sure, but then breathing the air causes you to die eventually.
Nope had a super chat.
Oh, sorry, did I miss it?
Yeah, I'll read it. It was.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Monkey. I guess my point is that since science is getting political, who gets to decide what established science is? This is an expensive chat topic.
This goes back to the transgender thing. Science may be political, but this isn't. Transgenderism isn't a matter of even established science. It's not. Nobody's arguing that it's established science right now. It's nonsense. It's pseudoscience, socialist bullshit. And even if you look at the places like New York, where they had the pronoun law, C-16 up in Canada, which is kind of similar but not quite as bad. Nobody's arguing in those cases anything other than feelings. That's it. Nobody's arguing that these guys actually are transgender. I get your question, I do, but the science of it isn't even a matter. The problem is that we are absolutely throwing science out the window to talk about feelings, and the only way to combat that is to laugh at it for what it is.
Yeah. Academic Club asked me, so you would not support the state forcing you to be in that birth control, right? Okay, see, the whole issue is that with the vaccinations against certain things, I'm assuming are you just against this specific vaccination, or are you against all vaccinations?
And HPV isn't a birth control vaccination.
Yeah, no, it's not. And see, with birth control, if you're not on birth control and you are having sex, no one technically gets hurt. I mean, you can get pregnant, and then I guess you could make an argument by extension if that child and you have to go on welfare that you're hurting the system. But that's like not very straightforward. But like, if you do not get the vaccination and you have sex with someone who has it, and then you get it, and then you have sex with someone else and give it to them, then you are directly hurting that person because you haven't taken those precautions to stop that from occurring. And that's the basis for mandating vaccinations. I mean, they are to stop other people who have it from passing it on to someone else who doesn't have the vaccination onto someone else who is too young, or maybe not of like a healthy system, who can't get the vaccination yet.
Yeah, you might not even know you have HPV. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, and it might never manifest itself, but for the person that it does, they're in deep doo-doo. So, it's a health issue, a public health issue. It can be, and should it be forced upon you by the state? I don't know. I know Virginia and I think Washington D.C. do it, but then we also require that kids get the MMR triple shot for measles, mumps, and rubella, because those are communicable diseases. And if you want to pretend that kids in one way, shape, or form, either in the young age or in their older age, are not going to have sex at all, congratulations on thinking that you live in a world where that actually takes place. But kids have sex. Yeah,
we did.
It's not something you want to think about as a parent. It's not something you want to think of your little angel, but it can happen. So would you rather that they be protected on the possibility that it goes on, or not?
And correct me if I'm wrong, but HPV can also cause cancer in some cases as well. So saying that the vaccination could cause cancer is just as an excuse not to get it is ridiculous, because even getting it, in the possibility that you are getting it, could cause cancer.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I think
Sanguine says there are recorded cases of non-sexual HPV transmission. It's rare, but it is possible. Okay.
Yeah.
Gynecologist doesn't clean their glove.
Yeah.
This is rather deep tonight, guys. Wow.
Wow. And now we're already into chat time. So if you want to continue on, guys.
Sanguine said something back here that I wanted to respond to. I got to find it again.
Oh,
you're back.
Topic about STDs. I just cracked it.
You just cracked what?
My back.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Here it is.
Did Bane do it?
Sanguine said renting. What's that?
What? Never mind, I got it.
Sanguine says, Ranting Monkey, the science isn't argued because the one type of study that was showing promise were crushed because of the, quote, men and women are the same. It's just nurture that causes differences bullshit.
We're talking about the transgender thing again, right?
Yeah. The problem with any of these studies, especially when you're talking about transgenderism versus transsexualism, is that it's literally how I feel. And it's literally transgenderism is, I want to wear clothes that I think look like a boy, even though I'm a girl, or I want to wear clothes that look like a girl, even though I'm a boy, while insisting they're neither a boy or a girl. This isn't a case of sexual dysphoria. This is literally, I want to wear clothes that make people look at me. So yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, it's as provable as religious belief. I mean, it's kind of up there. It's like I'm putting something forward. This is how I see the world. This is how I see myself in the world. You can't. They still haven't figured out for people that actually, and again, even like actually have gender dysphoria. How do you prove that? Is there any scientific test to say this person has whatever the brain chemistry or the genetic profile or something else for that? But they haven't determined what makes someone gay necessarily. It's mostly nurture, or is it nature, or ugh. It's so difficult to tell somebody that what you feel is wrong or incorrect. You can't prove it one way or the other, and that's sort of the frustrating part of it. If someone wants to say that I am Napoleon, well, most of those people we put into an asylum because they're delusional. But
Sanguine says, Rancing Monkey, there were brain scan studies that started to show that proper transgenders, as in you call them transsexuals, had mismatched brains and bits. Here's the thing about that study. None of these were done on like young kids. These were done on older people. And one thing we do know about the brain is it develops largely based on your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
All men are not going to grow up with the exact identical brain. Your brain is going to take different pathways based on how you use it. Mm-hmm. And if you're running around acting like a girl, it's not unsurprising that your brain might start looking like that of a girl.
Interesting factoid.
What it's not going to do is kick your period into high gear or remove your prostate. If you feel like a girl, or if you feel like a man, if you're a woman who feels like a man, stick your finger into your turtle cave and see if you feel a prostate. Because if you don't, you actually still feel like a woman. Just throwing that out there.
Way to get graphic, monkey.
Well, that's if you want to know whether or not you feel like a man or a woman, stick your finger up your ass. You will find out.
Actually, to play off
a prostate, women do not. Anyhow, would you watch a Joker origin movie if the movie was the Joker telling a story, making the accurate dubious, and every character was played by the making the accuracy dubious, and every character was played by the Joker?
Oh, it's sort of like being John Malkovich. Yeah. See, if I was writing that script, if I actually was going to do a Joker origin story, like I say, it would be something that by the end of it, you'd have to watch it a second time to catch all of the Easter eggs of how he constructed the story, kind of thing. I mean, I wouldn't want it to be a complete remake of The Usual Suspects kind of deal, but it should be something like that. There should be some mystery or confusion by the end of the movie as to what it meant or how much of this is real. That's the only way that if they're going to do a Joker origin story makes any sense. But real quick, the other thing I wanted to point out, though, the fact that they're making all of these movies, and they've specifically said that this origin story is probably not going to be part of the continuity of the DC universe. I think that they're realizing they don't have the talent to make a shared universe work. I think that Warner Brothers is slowly making a confession that they fucked up and they can't recreate what Marvel did, and so they're just going to start doing these one-offs.
Not within the time frame that they want to, certainly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not going to happen overnight in like 3 years. You got to span it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they rushed it. They really did.
Yeah, they tried to go the opposite way that Marvel did. They did each character first and then had the team up, so you had all the exposition taken care of. And instead, they decided we'll do one Superman movie, and then we'll have the big team up movie, and then we'll spin off into other movies. No, that's not how it works. Sorry, you screwed it up. And you got bad writing. You took the Nolanized version of the DC universe, which was the worst idea. to make a dark Superman. For fuck's sake, what is wrong with you?
Superman's supposed to be the Boy Scout.
Yeah, the Boy Scout's supposed to be bright. The first episode of the second season of Supergirl did Superman right. The rest of that season was garbage, but if you watch how they did Superman in that episode specifically, that is how Superman is supposed to be portrayed per the comic books. That is how he's supposed to be a counterpoint to a Batman. Not they're supposed to be the same guy with just different outfits on. So anyway.
Oh my God. Robert Lang. Scribe later, are you guys going to review Loose Cannon starring Dan Aykroyd and Gene Hackman? I forgot about that movie.
You know what? The thing I remember about that movie is that I always, for whatever reason, I remember this one scene where Dan Aykroyd makes the observation about the victim's underwear that they don't have a crotch hole, therefore they're European, therefore the guy's probably from Europe.
Oh yeah.
Now, I don't know why I remember that particular thing from that movie, which I saw years and years ago. But yeah, the question always is, can we find copies, and do I want to spend my money on it? If it's in a pack, I'd be more inclined, because at least then I get some more options on the disc. But if I can't find a pack, I'm wary of just buying a one-off movie from the 80s like that. But we'll see. We've got a backlog list of suggestions and things, and even movies that we still have on the discs that we haven't even looked at yet, like Harley Davidson, the Marlboro Man, and all that. We got things to work on, so we'll see.
Weebo, how do you deal with SJWs at school?
Don't ask, don't tell.
There you go.
Just kidding. You ignore them, and hopefully they don't bring up a topic about SJW-ness that you have to refute. In which case, if they do, refute it vehemently and with facts.
BG wants to know about my underwear choice, but we're going to do this for everybody. Boxers, briefs, or commando? I wear boxer briefs unless I'm wearing jeans when I go commando. You don't have to. You don't have to get these weirdos all hot and heavy. Scribbles, what do you wear?
I've got boxers and boxer briefs. It just depends on what I pull out of the laundry basket on any particular day.
Weebo, is that a kimono you're wearing?
No, actually, it's a shirt my grandfather donated to me from his closet. It's cultural appropriation at its finest. I believe it's from somewhere in the ocean.
Somewhere in the ocean?
But yeah, I'm all about the boxers.
Oh, okay. Isn't Gaborni Sibid? I don't know how to say that.
Where is it now? Oh, Gabourey Sidibe.
Let me look that name up.
That's Precious. That's Precious from the movie Precious.
Oh my God. Look it up. You'll enjoy it.
Oh, hello.
But that ass, though.
Alex Demianchik says Marlon Brando for the Joker. If it was skinny Marlon Brando, so you'd have to go back in time and he'd still have to be alive. Yeah, young Marlon Brando, maybe. Yeah. But he's so method, he'd probably fuck it up.
Yeah. Weebo, any classmates you wish that would get hit by a bus?
Oh, I don't wish anyone to get hit by a bus, except for Regina George. No, I don't wish anyone to get hit by a bus.
Oh,
are you both the kind of people that don't wish bad things on people?
Well, there are people that let me back up a little bit. If there's someone that I don't like, let's say somebody does something to me or someone else that I care about, and it's not like a crime per se, but they're just bad to them. My high road has two possibilities for such a person. One, they never learn from their behavior and end up paying the price for it. And or two, somewhere down the line, they're going to have an epiphany at as to what an asshole they are, and make amends for it in some fashion. That's all I can really hope for on the karmic level of things. So yeah, there are people that I hope they end up having to pay for their misdeeds in a more serious way than whatever they did to me or someone I care about. But actual like harm to them, no, not like bodily harm or anything else.
Nothing serious like that. Like getting hit by a bus. That's kind of a one and done thing.
Yeah, a hoisted upon their own petard, some kind of like karmic comeuppance, but not like death or maiming or something.
Yeah, no, none of that.
I once was driving with my son, and this jackass cut me off and almost caused an accident. And I said to him, I hope you go home and find your wife with a dick in her mouth. And my son was like, that's very specific.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, if I wished him to get into a car wreck that could hurt somebody else, I just want him to have a bad day. So I'm a little more creative than just, getting hit by a bus, but I wish bad shit on people all the time.
So real quick, Donald the Repentless, a longtime viewer, is he's trying to get himself a new pair of glasses. Apparently, it's been many, many, many years since he got a new pair of glasses. I just put the GoFundMe link into the chat. If you are of a mind to help out Donald, there you go.
Step 211816. Did you watch the MLP? Was that
My Little Pony?
No.
W.R. Costin, you got it backwards. He says, Weebo Jones, share some of your subscribers with Scribe. I just noticed that he only has 2K.
I only have...
Weebo only has 1,700. So anybody on here that isn't already subscribed to Weebo, go subscribe to Weebo, because we need to raise her up. We need to give her the equality of outcome because she's only a woman. I'm kidding.
My subscribers are only worth like 3/4 of.
I say that's the subscriber gap.
In the nation of Weebo Jones, her subscribers are worth 3/4 of a scriber. Scribe Light, have you seen Sleepaway Camp? Yes, I've seen Sleepaway Camp. It's a pretty stupid movie, except for the ending, which is shocking as hell even today. That scene and the look on that kid's face still creeps me out anytime I see it, because it looks like it was something done with CGI, but that movie's way too old to be done. It just, so weird.
Alex wants to know my thoughts on natural selection.
Well, you're a monkey, so yeah.
I don't think natural selection proves evolution. It's always pointed to as proof of evolution, and they're two different things. Very rarely, excuse me, sorry about that. Very rarely would some kind of deformation make you naturally more likely to survive. In most of the animal kingdom, that would target you as the one to kill. Natural selection absolutely happens, but evolution is a completely different topic, and I really wish they would stop conflating the two. Those are my thoughts on natural selection.
Lucky Seven says, Scribelight, have you seen Castlevania yet? Point of fact, that was actually the next series I'm going to watch now that I've finished Penny Dreadful. So I will start watching it in the near future, and I will let you know what I think. Weebo Jones, we raise you up so you can stand on mountains.
Because I'm so short.
Yes, that's probably the case.
How short are you? 5 foot?
5'1 3/4.
Is that wearing shoes or is that barefoot?
Barefoot.
Uh-huh. With your hair poofed up? With a hair bump?
I don't bump my hair up.
Did you ever?
No, I've never done that.
Okay.
Let's see. Sanguine says, wait, so when I navigate from Scribe's channel to yours, Weebo Jones, I lose a chunk of my value? That's a poor way to shill yourself.
Good one.
Oh, Academic Cub says, yeah, we raise you up on the mountains so we can look up your skirt.
Do you wear skirts?
They don't look good on me. I got violin hips, and it looks weird.
Violin hips?
Do you know what violin hips are?
When you said it, I get it, but
it sounds like hourglass kind of deal.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of. My hips fall a little lower on me than I'd like them to. So if I wore a skirt, it would be either like it'd have to be up here, or it'd have to be like right above my butt crack.
Wait,
and I ain't about that life.
Your hips fall lower than you wish they did?
Yes.
He needs a hip lift.
Have you considered jumping off high surfaces and just trying to jam it down some?
Yes. Have you thought about forceful spine relocation?
I've considered going to Japan and getting that bone lengthening surgery.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my God.
Does that count?
No, the reason I asked about skirts is I've noticed growing up, I mean, I saw skirts everywhere, and they're just very rare these days. So
yeah, monkey chase skirts everywhere.
Skirts.
Oh God, I loved skirts in high school, man. That was just easy.
I'm not gonna wear pants, then I'll wear a dress.
Me too. Me too.
Scribe Light, how are your allergies? I think I've said in the past, when I was a kid, I had horrible hay fever. I had to take like Dime Tap and all that other stuff all the time when the pollen came out. At this stage of the game in my life, I think I've grown out of my allergies for the most part because I really didn't have to take anything this year and I did okay. So I guess they're all right. Or they're not all right. I guess that's probably the reverse of it.
Conservatarian Caesar says Weebo Jones looks like Miley Cyrus with good parents. Miley Cyrus, am I the only one that thinks she's ugly as sin?
No, you're not. Is that doesn't feel like a compliment. That feels more like an insult. Thanks.
My daughter is a huge Miley fan and just thinks she's the most pretty thing ever. I'm like, that bitch is ugly.
No, where did you go wrong?
I don't know. I'm looking for questions.
The invention of the cell phone camera killed the skirt.
The skirts are still out there. 4-minute warning, guys. We've got 4 minutes left. Do you have any questions or anything else? Weebo, is there anything you wanted to plug for yourself in the near future?
Can I plug myself? God damn it.
Can you plug yourself? You tell you what, let's do that after we turn off the stream and we're just a private camera show, okay?
So far, she hasn't felt up dick. She hasn't done the Nazi salute, but now she's plugging herself.
Yeah, she's going to plug herself. Oh, boy. Did you have anything you'd like to advertise of your upcoming video efforts or events or streams or anything like that, Weebo?
Yeah, I think I'm going to do a stream next weekend. I don't know what's going to be about yet. I don't know who's going to be on it, but it's going to be lit. And usually my streams...
I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's going to be lit, yo.
Because usually my streams devolve into like one of three things. Either there's talk of guns, there's talk of boobs, or there's talk of dick.
And that never happens on this stream.
Never.
So I can tell you it's already going to be lit.
Monkey dick.
All right. Let's see. Monkey, you and I have the Running Scared thing tomorrow. Is there anything that, well, I mean, you do this every night. You can plug whatever you want. What do I care?
Yeah, if I had something to plug, I'd have done it already.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Well, you do have something to plug. I mean, you have something to plug. Lady Monkey's right behind you.
Well, that requires her permission.
Oh, well, you get consent? Jeez, what kind of husband are you?
The kind that hasn't been arrested yet.
Let's see.
They want me to touch Dick's dick.
Scribe Light, why is your Weebo voice Fat Albert? Oh, that wasn't my... I wasn't trying to do a Weebo voice. Did that sound like Fat Albert? That wasn't...
Do it once more.
God, I don't even know if I now have to do it like consciously. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it's gonna. I don't know. I can't.
Fat Albert voice, yeah, kind of.
What I sound like.
Hey everybody, I'm gonna do a stream next week. I don't know what it's gonna be about, but it's gonna be lit.
It's gonna be lit. What is it with all these white girls and their streetness? Weebo, have you ever even seen a black person?
I mean, yes. I go to school with a lot of them.
Okay.
My
I just wasn't sure.
To be black. I don't know what color she is now, but it's been a while.
Irie Prostate says, Scribe Light, did you see my tweet from last night? I don't know. I get tagged in so many things lately, guys, that my little alert thing doesn't tell me when they all show up. So if I'm not responding to everything, it's probably because it gets pushed down somewhere and I just don't know it's there. I only see Twitter on my computer. I don't have a smartphone, so I'm not like plugged into it live 24/7. So my bad.
Yeah. Scribe's an old man when it comes to technology.
I am a Luddite. I'm an absolute Luddite. That's true. 1 minute warning, which will probably be the end of the show here in just a second. So I'll just start. Chat, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Everybody, all of our moderators, thank you so much for keeping an eye on things. Everyone who donated, thank you so much. Sanguine, I will work on your drug comedy from the Bronze Age between now and tomorrow night's stream. Weebo, thank you so much for filling in for SDA tonight. Appreciate it as always. Monkey, as always, thank you for joining me. And everybody, your life makes me sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys.